Hey folks, welcome back. Yeah, we got another turn here with Lady John. It's going to be a one-turn episode, so a little quick. Because it's an important one. We've got the battle for Tartary. We got 15 Earth Gems from Hinnom, and this is Hinnom and Bod. I'm going to talk Diplo real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes. Hinnom and Bod are down here. I think Hinnom is somewhere over here and Bod is somewhere over here. And they are trapped on this planet with Nick Knight's Yis, which is a very unfortunate situation for them. And I've been talking with both of them and trying to help them come up with what they can do. But I think they're both fucked. It's the short of it. That said, I have offered to open up the Ulmish forges to them. So that is why we have Earth Gems coming in from both of them. And I'm just going to make them whatever I can. They also need some fire stuff. So I think the blood slaves are for fire stuff, but I'm not going to be able to make them the fire stuff quite now. Right now, Hinnom's cap is under siege, so Hinnom's definitely dead. Bod will be short to follow. So, yeah. That's kind of how that's going. Anyway, we'll do the best we can to help them, but I think ultimately we're probably... I wouldn't be surprised at all if these items end up finding their way into Yis's hands through the death of some light thugs. But better that than nothing, and if we can slow him down 5 turns from going to another planet, that could be worth it. Yeah. So let's look at what we have going on over here. Oh, there's a battle here. Let's watch this. I haven't watched this. Ooh, an elephant. What are these guys? Sacred, but not blessed. Ooh, feels bad, man. With a throwing knife? Okay, rip elephant. What if this is all PD? If this is an army, it's very badly scripted. This must be PD. Let's take a look. Nope. Sacreds without a bless. Feels a little bad, man. I mean, they killed some guys. And then we have our battle in Tartary. So this is about what we thought. It's about as many horse warriors as we thought. And it's a bunch of cons. And then what I didn't expect, didn't know, didn't plan on, what was a complete unknown, were these Ugdans. They're kind of interesting. They have a salt throwing attack and a quarterstaff. And they're death 2. And they're probably, I think they're pretty reasonably priced. They have Spirit Sight also. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They've got these guys, they're Dark Odds. They've got a few of them. We haven't seen the Bless yet. And what's kind of interesting is the Bless isn't active. Which is weird, because it makes it seem... I'd always thought that that was dependent on... Because I know it had some friendly Dominion last turn, but I guess the preaching happened before battle, which I didn't think was the case. Let's see if they have a morale bonus from friendly Dominion. They do not. And I don't have a morale penalty, do I? I do not. Huh, maybe I end up preaching this turn. We'll see. And I've got my dragon. Let's take a look at his kaiju. It is... So he's got armor and a missile protection amulet. So this is... Given that we're on... I don't know if I mentioned this, guys. We're on slow research. I must have mentioned it. So everything's twice as expensive to research. So anyway, that's going to be a thing. And this is about as good a gear as you could probably get. And I bet you he traded for this. All right, I'm almost sure he traded for this. And he got this, and it's like, okay, well now he's gonna... I bet it is a bit... I wanted to see what his bless was. Oh, he has priests though. We'll find out. We'll find out. Dragon gets off 1 breath before you can engage. crossbow fire is absolutely brutal. We've probably already killed a third of them. Flaming arrows are coming down. His kaiju lands. Now, what I want you to... I scripted these guys to be on hold and attack largest. So I think they're going to run back and try to snipe this guy. But they... Well, they're going to murder these guys first. No, this guy's already coming back. Now, this guy does... He has a small area stun. And so, anyway, he's kind of destroying one crossbowman at a time. Meanwhile, our dragon does not have regen, so he's on the clock. It's not like he can sit here forever. He's already lost about half his HP, just wading through here, taking all these lance charges. So he could not tank this. Like, when we look at this battle, this was not a battle I was bringing him in, where I was like, oh, he'll be a super combatant and run around forever. No, I was like, he'll be a distraction, he'll spread fear, and he'll hopefully lower my casualties. What's interesting is these guys also have Conjuration 1, and they're spamming out... God, that is weird, they're not casting Bless. How do I not know what his blessing is? Did he... I wonder if he has a prophet here. We're gonna have to check. He must have a prophet. But we've triggered a HP loss now. I don't know if these guys have routed yet, but they're about to. And this guy, who flies and should be able to run away, he only has 40 HP, and he is surrounded by a bunch of Ghoul Guardians. And there goes their god. Some of the timing is a bit weird with Titans in this. Like, a Titan, you need a certain amount of research for most Titans to be good. And... like, especially with this build he went with, where he's making mostly con, he doesn't really have any research. He has, I think this is the total mage before he brought. So... let's see how low our god got. No regen, got down to 95, so got kind of close to dying. I don't know what to say about it. Kind of what we thought would happen. It was a bit closer than I thought it would be, to be honest. And maybe if his god had gotten mine, he might could have killed it, like an extra couple hits. But hard to say. I mean, I also surprised him with my god. My god was not part of that army. He just came in this turn. There's some other things I want to note. One of the things is that these guys, you know, they're casting Frighten. Which means he has Dust to Dust. I love the chase with Bakemono here at the end. Yoink. Okay. This is what we've got, guys. We stick our head inside the fort. I kind of wish I had stormed it, but... because now what's happened is everybody who retreated in here is now inside the fort. So I'm going to have actually a significant battle, and it was a battle I had to test, which I hate doing. But, you know, there's going to be 5 Keshigs, which are pretty decent. There's going to be 10 Horse Warriors, and then mostly it's going to be these Khan. And Ugadans. And then this time they're probably going to summon, so there's probably going to be an additional, like... these guys are going to make 20 more units, plus the 20 that are already... it's probably going to be like 60 guys in here. And then plus there's going to be all the dudes on the wall. You know, it's kind of going to be a bit of a thing. So, I think what I'm actually going to do, I think we're going to take these guys who aren't really going to do anything. And I think we're going to have them preach. And I'm going to give their bodyguards to somebody else. I do want to bring a couple of Sermon of Courage casters. I think we're going to have them preach. There's a chance they get the Dominion up. And we're going to storm. What we want to avoid is they're going to be making some pre-spawn, right? They're going to be having spirits, or maybe they'll have like a skeleton or two walk through the front gate. I don't want my archers shooting that. If my archers shoot that, then over time they'll pick down my archers and we'll retreat. What I want is I want my archers to shoot at the wall defenders. I want the wall defenders to run, and I want the enemy commanders and the enemy horses to run. So we're going to have them on fire archers, since that will target both the wall archers and the horses, and should help avoid targeting the idiots at the front. The other thing of note, I probably should actually scoot up here. The other thing of note is we're not having anybody on attack. Everybody's just sitting here. We're going to do total archer play for taking a fort, which is a little risky, but when you have 200... if you have like 80 crossbows, it's really risky. If you have like 200 plus, you can usually do it. And if I lose, I'm probably not going to take horrific losses. I'll probably lose like 60 guys, maybe 100, which would be bad, but it's not going to be like game changing. I could send this guy in. The problem is I preached a lot last turn. I got really unlucky with die rolls. So we've only gotten rid of his Dominion. We have not gotten our Dominion in there. And then there's also a chance he has all of his death dudes, his death mages, who are also priests. They could also preach this turn. So anyway, that's kind of a risk. We're not going to send him in. Mr. Wiggles' job is done. And, like if he was really expecting Mr. Wiggles to be here, he could have forward positioned his death mages and spammed out dust to dust. So, yeah, we're not going to roll around with that. Mr. Wiggles' job is done. There are a lot of corpses here, though. 161, so he got to eat some of those. And he's going to go on and do the next thing. What's kind of cool is because we're in neutral dominion, we get a very easy calculation of how much strength he's gained. He's up 120. Because he's got no bonus from Dominion or anything like that, and that's it. He's just up 120 HP. So that's pretty good for turn 17. Means we've been keeping him busy. We're going to send him down here, and then from here we may send him over to these undead. Or we may send him up to these undead. I'm not exactly sure. It's possible he's going to miss out on some of the HP gain from those, but we'll deal with that when we get there. We finally got blood hunting kind of back and going here again. Research. We're starting to get research. We're at 81 per turn, which is not great, but it's not horrible. Our mages have been busy. They've been outside searching and escorting our army, doing flaming missile stuff. Yeah. So, but we're 2 turns away from construction 3. And I think Vanheim has now cracked Arco's cap. So potentially he could be attacking me, probably not this turn, probably next turn. What I expect he's going to do is take this throne, and then after that he's going to attack me. So we'll have to see. I expect he'll go, like, try to lock all my forts down. That's what I would do if I'm Vanheim. He may spend a turn doing elf things. So we'll have to see. I need to get a lot more units up in this front. In fact, what I'll probably do is I'll probably take a contingent of this army once we storm the fort. Assuming this goes successfully, I'll probably take a portion of it, and I will run it up while I have the other portion come down. Because I think I just don't have quite enough military on here to deal with all the raiders that's going to be coming from Vanheim. But I have, actually, let me show you this. I have a test game that I already went and made, because I was going to see how I need to think about it. And I, by the way, really need to get down here and cordon this off. Cutting this path down here is going to be super important. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll just attack. If somebody takes any of this stuff, I'm just going to attack them. Maybe this one I would let an enemy take, but... But I just want to point out there is a definite risk we bounce on this fort. There's enough stuff inside, and it's kind of scary that it could go badly. I do just want to point that out. I'll put this guy all the way at the back, holding attack rear. That might be fine. We got these guys preaching. We got these guys moving out. I have some guys here I couldn't pick up, so I got a commander coming to get them. We did have a few guys route. Let's actually look and see how many routed. Yeah, we lost like 14 to routing. These dudes, the Earth 2s, are going to be spamming out Sermon of Courage. Just like so. And everybody else doing flaming missiles. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you this test game, or we're going to make one. I'm just going to show you how badly I brutalize Van Heers. How badly I brutalize them. Okay, we're going to go ahead and intern, and let's make a test game real quick. Or I'm going to go ahead and put the debug mod on. And we'll make a test game. Game thinking very hard. All right, arena. And Vanheim and New Ulm. Because this is certainly going to be our next matchup. And Vanheim is notorious for being very, very hard to deal with without magic. But not against late age Ulm. Not against late age Ulm. Okay. Okay, this is his build. Shock resistance, larger, magic weapons, poison resistance, blood surge. Not going to help him enough. And then for us, we'll go ahead and load up our god. And here we go. So we're just... First thing I'm going to show you is crossbows. Next thing I'm going to show you... Or we'll make some of each of these, because we got a lot. Okay. You know, it's not even going to be fancy. I'm just going to show you how well we stack up to these guys. So first thing I'm going to show you is a raiding squad. Well, okay, I'm going to show you some things that I'm actually not sure how it's going to play out. The first thing is going to be, how do... One of the things that's going to be easiest for me to make is crossbows, because I don't have a lot of crossbows. So how do 30 guys, holding fire closest, do against like 10 Van Heers, which would be a very normal raiding squad? The position I'm going to put them in is just like this, so the PD can run by. And I'm just going to do a normal amount of like 10 PD. And then we're going to have these idiots run into me. We'll do 10, which is more than you would expect in a normal Vanheim little raiding party. And we'll put them at the back so they're less likely to get zapped. We'll do air shield here, and then we'll do blessing. Okay. And let's see how these guys do. Spoiler, probably not very well. I should have had them on fire closest, not holding fire. Okay. Normal Vanheim rating. Alright, so this is one of the things I'm planning on deploying. The other thing, and this is kind of hilarious. We're going to need some more commanders here. The other thing is going to be... I actually kind of want to do a huge army. Let's do a huge-ass army here. Like, what I would consider to be a big army for Vanheim at this point is like 100 Van Heers. And this particular build he has, he gets a lot of Van Heers. And we're going to go ahead and put them on a Van Jarl. So I think we're going to do something like this. Okay, attack rear. So just an ungodly number. And we're going to see, what do we need to deal with that? What is required of us? What I'm thinking that I'll be able to have, because he's already got, this army probably already exists, right? Whereas mine, I kind of have to form. I'm thinking about 30 of these guys. We'll call it 25. Backed up by about 80 of these guys. I'm thinking these guys... Now, I'm probably not going to be able to have the luxury of fighting this army with the PD, because I'm not going to be... He's going to... Basically, he's going to go sit on top of one of my forts, and I'm going to have to fight it. And the basic idea here is going to be hold an attack closest, and then these guys are going to be right behind them, and they are going to be on fire closest. And let's see how we do. I have no idea how this is going to go. This is a lot of Van Heers. Okay, but this is an important learning. This is knowing kind of the ratios here. This would be like almost his recruitment all game, and this would be my recruitment for like 4 turns. And you can see we still killed about half of it. I think what I need in this case is probably like 30 and 100. And I think that I would have won this maybe. So we'll try that. Let's get Vanheim back. And then for Ulm, let's just do... Okay, let's stop the commander recruitment, for God's sakes. All right. We'll do 40. And we're going to do about 120 here. All right, and so this will be the army. And it's just going to be line formation. What I do want to have is I want this guy here, and then I want these smaller dudes. These are just going to basically die. Something like so. And yeah, we'll do that. And then Vanheim, we will load you back. Did I not? I better have Divine Blessing them, because that would have really changed the results. I might not have Divine Blessing them. Where's my Van Jarl? Okay, we're gonna have to wait a couple turns to get more Van Heers. And by the way, I'm not sure the scales or anything are right for this particular Vanheim build. I just know that this is the Bless. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do 80, so I'm going to wait one more turn. The thin line in the attack rear makes them very much harder to deal with. This is a major scripting upgrade for them. Yeah, they just went from Berserk. So this was strong enough to kill them. But they just won from Berserk. We did way more HP damage faster. So I probably would want to have a bit more stuff. You know, I kind of want to try this out. We're going to just do this real quick. Rebuild these armies. All right, 86. Just like so. It's the best script you're, I think, going to get. And maybe Sparse Line would be a little bit better. Actually, we'll do that. Because I think that probably would be the best script for these, because they don't give a shit about morale. It's going to fuck up their Alpha Strike a bit more. Okay. But we'll try that. And then on our side, I want to try this. That's what I want to try. I want to try a completely different scripting paradigm than I've ever done before. This kind of just us dicking around. This has very little to do with the actual game. Although it will have stuff to do. But it's mostly us dicking around. So what we're going to do... First of all, we're going to get 2 groups of 90. The question is, how do we kill just an indiscriminately large number of Van Heers with as little ado as possible? And I think the answer is like this. Actually. We just make them run around all of our different archers. So this is as many archers as we're going to bring. We're going to bring this dude with 40. Like so. And we're going to run into them just like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to box these guys up. These guys are going to be in 2 boxes. I don't want these guys in a line anymore, because I want the fight to be slower. Hold an attack closest, hold an attack closest. And then these guys are just going to be all over the place. And I think this is all we're going to do. These guys don't like that though. Yeah, I think I like that formation better. They routed some, but I think we only took... Like, if you look at the losses here, and a lot of this is from banishment. The gold losses here. So let's look at how much gold we brought versus how much we killed. That's a pretty good way to understand, like, which way this is favored. We brought 20 times 40, so that's 800 gold of Ghoul Guardians, and these guys are 12 apiece, so that's 12 times 81, or 12 times, 1 second. All right, so yeah, it's 12, I mean, it's 2,100 bucks of Rangers. So our army is about $2,900 without commanders. His army without commanders, which his are more expensive than mine, would be 3,400. It's 86 times 40. So significantly more expensive. And we trade pretty well. We lose only about... So we basically bring the same gold, and we lose hardly anything. You know, we lose almost nothing. So that's pretty good. That is pretty darn good. We lose about half of our stuff. which I guess that's not almost nothing. But and of course, the X factor in all of this is that these are cap-only sacred. So these are basically irreplaceable, whereas for me, in some ways, my Ghoul Guardians are irreplaceable. But, I mean, I don't care about them that much. You know what I mean? Like, you can swap out the Zweihanders here for Ghoul Guardians, and it will probably go about the same. Not quite as good. The Ghoul Guardians are going to be a lot better against thugs. But they're also going to die from banishment. So, the yin and the yang of Ghoul Guardians. But versus Vanheim, they're... And in small groups, which the other thing I kind of want to test now. In small groups, they're just brutal. So, like, I've shown you the archers. I haven't shown you how Ghoul Guardians do in small groups. So let's just do, like... And let's do a 10 versus 10 and see how they do against. Now, I want you to keep in mind that we're scales, right? So in general, the things we get should be less efficient. I mean, yeah, than like per gold than sacred stuff. Meanwhile, Vanheim over here. Get 10, which, by the way, there's twice the amount of gold we're bringing. Holding attack lists. We're not going to put them online because the shitty rating guys, which we would be expecting in this kind of engagement, would not. They would not make it, or they would not be the ones accompanying. You need the Van Jarls to do line formation, and this will be fine. Let's see how this goes. This is going to be understanding this matchup. Twice the gold. Twice the gold, guys. Andy took a bless for this. All right. Now, this is the funny thing, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, because I'm sure I've lost a lot of you throughout this who are like, this isn't the Bozmos game. Here's the thing to know about this, is that he wants this war. I had sent him a message, because I've just been chatting with him in the game, and I was like, hey, dude, but I don't think he knows I'm playing Ulm. I was like, hey, dude, who do you think's I hear you've killed Arco. Like, who's your next war target? And he's like, probably New Ulm. New Ulm? And I was like, and he's like, but I got to see if somebody else is at war. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, where's that other person on the map? Like, he didn't know. Because you don't even think to check. Because, like, what are the odds? You know, it's like 60-something people in the game. And you probably just assume when somebody's talking to you, they're not the one person you're thinking about attacking. So he's definitely going to come attack us, which is hilarious. The other thing, we'll go back to the map now. I'll talk a little bit about Diplo. Here we go. I've been talking with Vanheim's neighbors. And the little canoe people are not very interested in helping. These canoe folks... Oh, by the way, we saw their army. They caught a scout, which gives me awesome intel. Oh, I saw Blessing go off. Attack, magic weapons, shock resistance, defense skill, strength, and blood surge. He's clearly planning on doing some air spam. What I don't understand... Oh, maybe this is just a normal province. Are these guys foreign recruit? I wonder if these guys are foreign recruit. Because he may be thinking, we'll just do air shield, and then we're going to zap them with lightning bolts, which if you look, that's what they cast. There's a shit ton of lightning bolts. You can see it's not super accurate, but with a big army, it'll be doing a lot of damage. But Like, okay. This is not a good plan. This is not a good plan. And these guys, they're blessed up. But, like, if we look at their stats, almost no protection. 13 attack, 14 defense is nice, but it's not great. It's not very great at all. They do have 2 weapons. And these guys, they just have a war paddle. They do have animal, so they'll actually be pretty good against my wolves. If I bring wolves against them, I need to make sure my wolves have really high morale. But I think in general, the wolves are just going to be a distraction while the crossbows shoot them to hell. Okay, we need to look at these guys are foreign recruit. We might have problems. Can be recruited in all non-fort provinces. Can be recruited in all non-fort provinces. Okay, so they get these guys, the builders. It's not a lot of synergy with these guys. Like, if you're getting a lot of these guys, going evocation is not very good. I mean, maybe if they got Conjuration 3 and are doing Blade Storm, that would kind of mess up my crossbows, because I don't have great armor. They also have... Here's the guys we're looking at. These guys are not foreign recruit. What that means is he's mobilizing for war. Who all are sailors? I can't remember. Let's read the description for these guys. So this is the diplomacy that's happening. I asked these guys if they want to help with Vanheim, and Vanheim now has all of Scandinavia. There's another nation, which is, I think, right down here. Who is it? I probably should know, because they're my ally. They haven't agreed, but they've kind of soft committed to helping in this. They want to attack these dudes. And they said they're open to helping with Vanheim, but they have a nap with Vanheim. So Vanheim has naps with all his neighbors but me. There's 100% chance he's going to attack me. My best bet, because I don't want to deal with raiding as much, is I need to get, and we'll come back and look at the Swahili people in a second. I need to get a massive army of like 300 dudes up here as quick as I can, because I can deal with the raiding. Like you saw, we have efficient ways to deal with raiding. But it's going to be whack-a-mole, which is going to suck. Fortunately, all of our infrastructure is up, so I don't have to worry about that. But I don't want to be having to do the rating, like counter-rating, guesstimation things. And, like, because I'm going to have to be guessing how much he's going to send, and if I guess wrong, then he's going to potentially get to kill a lot of my stuff. There's a lot of uncertainty there I don't love and feel comfortable with. If, on the other hand, I make a big doom stack of like 300 and I go from here. There's actually a lot of... The fastest way to get here, oddly enough, it's probably through my... Well, no, I don't know. Here to here to here. Or here to here to here to here. No, so it's faster to go this way. So this is probably going to be one of my main, or this fort we have coming up, which we only got one turn left on. And I've been moving people in to protect it. This will deal with light raiders if Vanheim wants to start early. We'll be patrolling and stuff too. But... yeah, we're basically going to get an army of like 300, and then we're going to blast through here and force the kind of fights we want to have. I don't want to play the kind of fights where I'm guessing where he's going to pop up with like a bajillion elves. We're not going to play that game. But unfortunately, I can't really use my mages yet to do much. You know, like there's not a ton of, like I don't have elementals or anything I can summon or anything like that. We are bringing gems on this dude to give to this Earth Mage because we're going to be able to, in 2 turns, do Legions of Steel, which will make a very big difference against these Van Heers. Actually, I'm going to show you. It's reloading all the mods. But I just want to show you the difference in the protection scores here. Maybe we'll actually do one of these with Legions of Steel, just see how much of a difference it makes. So these guys right now, they hit for 22 and 24. Not a ton. They get a bonus from larger and all of this jazz. These guys have 22, 24 protection. So before they go berserk, they actually don't even do that much damage. I mean, they're going to do a little bit more than chip damage, but once they go berserk, you can see they hit very hard. And they also get Blood Surge. So this guy is not berserk and Blood Surge. The problem with this build is it's very hard to get berserk and Blood Surge at the same time. Like, we're not even going to get to see it here. Like, against the things that these guys are not good at, it's going to be a little hard to tell. And that's also nice about having this big fucking weapon, is that there's very little range where they are angry. We're just going to do another fight. There's very little range where they're angry, but not dead, when you hit for like 30 damage. So what I want to do here, we're going to take 20 guys. Some of you are like, oh my god, another test. I kind of like it. I feel like it's a good way to understand the game. It's like, think of it like developing your intuition. That's how I like to think about it. All right, so you're coming out. And we're going to put you on hold and attack closest, which is what I would probably do here. And we're going to have the Debug Sensei do Legions of Steel. And then retreat. Just like so. And then we're going to bring 20 of these guys here. So again, way more gold. But no mage support really. And we'll do blessing, blessing, blessing. Okay. Okay, this will probably be fine. We can get a better formation though. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do a line formation here. And just to make sure we get everybody blessed, I'm going to bring one more guy. Because I don't want this to fail because of not blessing. But it's going to be brutal. Watch this. They're going to be banishing and stuff, though, which... So this is actually kind of interesting. These guys all got the Legions of Steel, and these guys didn't. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to both sides of the line. Be interested to see how many people... Okay, these guys don't. These guys do. I think it didn't end up mattering that much. Let's watch it again. I want to show you the stats when they're Berserk and... Actually, I'm not sure if the Undeads trigger... Oh, no, they must trigger Blood Surge. Because they're undead, but they're not lifeless. Okay, this guy has Blood Surge and has gone Berserk. He's also lost an arm. But 29 damage, that's enough to pretty reliably chop some things to pieces. So I'm actually not sure how much that helped, because we ended up still losing a lot of dudes. I think what it is these Van Heers that end up... The Van Heers that end up going Berserk and doing Blood Surge count for like 4 of the other Van Heers. So some of it's RNG, but some of it I think there's like you just have enough of the Van Heers that you can't kill them all super quick, and you end up getting some very killy dudes. This without using our mages. Actually, okay, we're gonna do this. God, I know we keep coming up with things, but sorry, I can't help it. Alteration. I can't remember if luck doesn't affect... Okay, it doesn't affect undead or inanimate. Shit. Cheat Fate is very low research, though. And I may make a quick detour for Cheat Fate. One second. Let's build a lab here. Now, I won't be able to do Body Ethereal, because, well, I mean, that's not going to work. But I do want to see how 10 of these guys do against 20 dudes. I'll put these guys here. I want fresh meat. They fit 3 per square. We'll do 12. And we'll send them against 24 or something. And line formation, holding attack closest. We'll have these guys just do... If we can just keep them from getting that first kill. Just this. And in some ways, PD is bad here. Like, if I have my guys, I kind of want them out in front of PD, because the PD can set off their blood surge. And I kind of don't want that. Okay, and we're going to try this again here with 25 guys. Don't you love we're testing all this for a war that is completely hypothetical? Or are you just annoyed to no end that we're doing this? I could see either thing being true. Oh, buddy. All right. Holding attack closest. This should get everybody blessed. And this 25. I think Ulm loses this. I think that Ulm must lose this. But I don't know how bad they lose it. I mean, this is probably like 4 or 5 times the amount of gold. Okay, these guys all died too. I mean, not bad when you think about it, because when you're outnumbered, it's really hard to trade well, because you get surrounded and the Van Heers kill you before you can kill any of them. I don't know. I don't love it. There's not... Cheat Fate's really the only thing we're going to be able to get, because he has magic weapons, so Body Ethereal's not going to do much. Luck isn't going to do much. Legions of Steel will do stuff. And the other thing, of course, that will do stuff is Strength of Giants. So... the other thing that can be good is Imps. In a dire situation, Imps can be pretty good. I've got all of these dudes. I'm out of Ghoul Guardians, which are Ghoul Guardian Commanders, which are a bit annoying. But let's see. If he waits one more turn, so this turn he storms. This turn, let's say he takes the throne, because he's going to build up a few more troops. He's going to ship some guys over. Next turn would be an Alpha Strike. I would expect turn after that, he's going to hit each of these forces with small raiding parties. You know what I could do? I could PD dump each of my forts and patrol them. And if I can keep from getting locked down in my forts, I think I'll be in good shape. My PD is not going to be great against them, though. Like, let's take a look at what we got. These guys will be good. These guys are going to be okay. They repel. They're not going to get any repels once they go berserk, though. And the short bows are not that effective against Van Heers. If we looked at the Van Heer protection, like crossbows are way better. They were 9 damage short bows. So if we look at Van Heer protection, it is 13. And then when they go, so 13, how much damage are we going to do from an arrow? Or how much damage are they going to take from an arrow? It'll be this minus 20% versus the damage. So 20% of this will call like 3 maybe. So it's going to be 9 versus 10. Like it's going to be chip damage only. And once they go berserk, it's basically going to go up by like 3. I think they become 16 protection. And so then it's going to be like real chip damage. The kind of good news is that these guys also hit with a mace, which is not going to be chip damage, but they also have shit morale. We don't get great PD, is kind of the bottom line. But at higher levels, we get more of the good stuff, which is these guys. I wonder what happens if we get really high PD. No, don't have it. I think it's just more halberdiers. What's going to be difficult to anticipate, though, and this is the problem with dealing with, like, raiding. This is the thing I don't want to deal with, but it's, like, a very specific situation, is I don't know where he's going to send his main force. So he's going to hit here, and then one of his main forces is going to land somewhere. Is it going to land here? Is it going to land here? I don't know. So I have to anticipate that. And the problem is, if I'm doing things set up to deal with all the small forces, wherever he lands the main force, he's going to kill, like, the stuff to kill the small forces will be sacrificial. So that's going to be a bit annoying. I think the only real solution is I need to have at least 2 armies up here. I really am on the clock down here. That's one of the reasons we're storming. I would like to, on one hand, I would like to preach this up more and then go in, but we don't have the time. The other thing is he's free spawning units in here while I'm waiting. So, but I have to come down here and take all this. But on the other hand, I have to build a bunch more units up here. I don't know if the wolves are going to be great. Once we get construction 4, I'll focus more on blood hunting. But anyway, we'll see. We will see. Anyway, the feeling, it's at least nice. What's interesting, though, was I knew I was going to be the next target of Vanheim. I was pretty sure before I even started all of this investigation. So it's good to know, and it's good to have done this testing so that I have a decent idea of what is the minimum needed to kill 10 Van Heers. Because if the main army rolls in, I want to have more than that. I don't want to have too much more than that because it's going to be sacrificial. So having a good understanding of that, I think, is super important, especially when I'm thinking about, like, the first turn of the Elfink. In fact, it's even so important that it may be worth... Do I have commanders here? I'm thinking it may be even worth... Wait, where is this barbarian going? Oh, he's coming back. Good. I may actually patrol here next turn, because it's possible the Elfing even starts this coming turn. Not this one, but the turn after. This turn he storms. It's very possible next turn I get elfed. 1, 2, and he'll be able to hit every... Because I think the way... Oh, shit. This is the capital. He'll have to go move 1 province. So I'm going to have 2 turns. And from here, he can do a Great Elfink. So this turn he storms. Next turn he sails out. And then that's when I'll need to patrol. So we'll see. But the more time I have, the better, because he's getting 8 Van Heers a turn. Meanwhile, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm getting 8 of these guys, which are better than Van Heers in melee. So already he's outclassed per turn. And I'm getting, like, how much is this? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 17. 17 of these guys a turn, which these guys trade about... I mean, we can just look back at that other battle, but I think it's about 3 to 1. So this is almost equal. And then here we're getting 3, 6, 9, and 11. So yeah, we're basically getting, I think, about twice the military strength per turn that he is, and that's going to increase again when I get these 2 forts finished. And Huskarls, forget about it. We don't give a shit about Huskarls. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. My general game plan, and this is getting back to the Diplo, is I talked for whoever's down here, I forget who it was. It's Gondwana. And that's a really cool nation, looking at it, by the way. But what I told them is, hey, let's be an alliance against these two, because I'm almost sure these two are teaming up against me. And we'll split them, so he can get, like, the Vanheim portion, I'll get this stuff, and I'll get, you know, like, part of, like, Poland and stuff, and then maybe a little bit of the Elmish hinterland. I feel like symbolically we do need to take Germany back from the Swahili people. But yeah, I think we'll do that. And then in my opinion, I don't want him to feel like I'm going to attack him next, because I actually don't want to. I want to get the fuck off this planet. So I think what I'm going to do once this is done, I'm going to decide what moon to conquer. And it's probably going to mean pissing off Marignan, but it also may mean I come down and kill Marignan. I'm not actually sure. But we're probably going to need to make some supply. Let's see how bad actually our supply route is. That's not bad. As long as I'm under 300 supply, we can march armies through here. Oh shit, we can go direct here. I don't think I realized there was other connections to non-stars. That's a fair amount of crossbows. I think this guy's on retreat. I might actually script him a little bit, though. We've already got Twist Fate. There's nothing to do. We'll just have you retreat. You know, the other option is we just come down here. This is a much better planet for us. I need to find out who is neighbors. This is New Marignan. I need to find out who's playing them, how good they are, and then who's bordering them, and what wars they're in. This is now very long-term planning. This is planning like 20 turns into the future. But this would probably be... This might be my ideal target, because I would love to come over and take over Valanus. That would be perfect. That would be really perfect. It does have Scaleria on it, which is a bit of a problem. But honestly, Scaleria can suck it. I don't think they have a way to deal with my god. They can't soul slay it. They can try to dust it. But I can bone grinding them. I don't know. That by the time of fighting Scaleria, I'll probably have bone grinding. And I can do stuff like Hellpower bone grinding, which I think will make Scaleria very sad. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it's a great matchup for Scalaria. Anyway, I think this is probably the planet I want to call home. So we'll probably do a migration at some point and just keep this. I don't want all this coastal shit. Fuck that. I want a big, nice planet without a bunch of coastal shit. It's funny how a lot of dominions, the balance has to do with the maps. You know, like, is underwater overpowered? Well, I don't know. Depends on the map. You know, give them a ton of water where everything is coastal, so everything can be raided and you can't raid them back. Yeah, it's probably not very fair. But something like this is something I can handle for underwater. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start fostering a friendship with Marignon to just get intel on who's on the planet and then the Scalarian menace. Understand that. And as I begin to understand that, I will decide if it's a good idea to indeed attack. But, like, yeah. The other option is I could go for one of the moons. I could also come over here. God's Glory does not look oppressively underwatery. God, Marignon has a lot of stars. I'm kind of inclined to attack Marignon. They're kind of pissing me off with having all these stars. 4? Or no, 1, 2, 3. Do they have another one? Kalos has already forted their star. That's kind of ballsy. Yis has forted their star. I'm not opposed to forting mine either. But that'll be a little ways off, I think. That's interesting. Marignon, I was thinking about attacking them anyway, but Marignon in some ways is the only person I can direct move to. It is my only other non-star connection, I think. Oh, no, and underwater here. Which, fuck. But... anyway, we'll see. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I know I've been rambling and testing and all sorts of weird things this turn. But anyway, it is what it is. I will see you guys next time.